All right, so Trev, lately there's been a lot of conversations going on about gatekeepers and South African rosters and trying to make it to the top and all the rest. And I mean, there's been so many shifts over the time. We've seen so many players coming in and out of teams. We've seen crazy talent, lots of them going on to make it. Some of them, maybe not going as far as they potentially could have for whatever various reasons. But we've had some insanely talented players in the South African scene over the years. Now, obviously, Sonic and JT are the most decorated and acclaimed players in South Africa. No two ways about it. So again, we're going to leave them out of the conversation off the block of this one. I'm sorry, boys. We love you. It's just you're like the trump cards. It's like it's not fair if someone has that card in their deck. Like they just win the game. So no, we can't include that. So Trev, let's build the best ZA team of all time. Ideally, we make it some team that can work. It doesn't have to be exclusively perfect, but an IGL, maybe one AWP instead of, or one or two AWPs instead of five. So I'm interested to see where you go with this one, mate, because you've seen everybody. You've been around the block for a while.
So this one it feels like it's very debatable. You could because I try to think about roles and about aggro players and
Nice,
clutch
yeah.
players and an IGL and all this thing. So my list, I think it might seem outdated to people, but I'm very old school. And also like if you take players like Zox and Triton, I haven't really seen them play on a LAN, so I don't really
Yeah,
like judging players that haven't played LANs because I feel like
that's
they
fair
haven't
enough.
really experienced the pressure. But anyway, so the IGL I said would be Doru, which is probably
Wow.
people don't expect, but I
That's
think
a
it's
straight out off the bat controversial,
yeah,
controversial boom. Okay.
because I don't think people understand he's a very selfless player, and in my eyes, ideal IGL needs to be selfless. And because of the other players I picked, you need someone that's willing to take the shit roles, and I think Jonna is very good at doing that.
Yeah.
And then my two AWPers will be Adam and Black Poison.
Okay.
Depending, either one can play primary. I
Okay.
doesn't think that's a big a deal.
So you play
And
the
then,
situation, T side, CT
yep,
side, whoever's feeling it, whatever their position is on the map.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think they
don't think
both
either of
can.
them. Yeah, sorry, I don't think either of them even like primary AWPing though. But
Yeah.
they'll definitely it'll be situational on map. I think.
Exactly. And when they want the AWP, you really
Yeah,
want them to have it as well because you know that
exactly.
they're going to do so much damage. And both Adam and Black Poison were both, or are, one each, very good at the hybrid role, right? Like
Hmm.
rifle AWP doesn't really matter. They're still having insane impact. So I
Exactly,
think you
exactly.
definitely answer something there. Okay, so we got Doru calling the shots. Black Poison and Adam, who could both be, you could make a case for them to be your IGL as well. But now they're going to have to try and take a seat back. Do you think it's better for them not to be calling?
Yeah, I think so. I think Adam could be the caller definitely,
Okay.
but I think that'll take away from his star fragging ability.
Okay.
In my scenario, but
Yeah.
I think Robbie Black Poison works much better as a second voice. Like
Yeah.
I think you want him to either be lurking or and making mid-round calls depending on the information he gets, or
Okay.
you want him in the core, like third in the core, like playing off his entry fraggers, like trading them, stuff like that.
Yeah, because he also has such a good read on the game that
Hmm.
you want him to be in those positions where he's taking in the information and making the good decisions for the team. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Doru, Adam, and Black Poison. Where are we going next?
And then
Do you
my
want a
two
support
clutch
or
players,
something? Do you want a
no,
clutch?
yeah,
Yeah,
my
where's your
two
pillars?
clutch,
Yeah.
my pillars slash support players would be Domster and Flexi.
Okay, wow. So Dom and Flex. So I mean, you've got the three Flexi,
Yeah.
Black Poison, and Domster, which was the three players you played with in Energy yourself and Mistem to finish off that team.
Yeah.
Um, so interesting. Obviously with your experience, you know what those players bring to a team. So I guess that's also why you value them so much. Flexi, I think, is just one of those players who you can just always trust him to make the right decision when he's playing that anchor role or when
Hmm.
he's in those situations. You
I
know
think
that
he's very
he's
undervalued in SA. Like besides when he played, like he destroyed us in the Comic Con final. I think before then people were like saying how he's
they were
washed
sleeping
and
on him. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, he was. And then he played really well in the final, and people were like, oh, I always
Oh,
knew
Flexi,
Flexi
yeah,
was really,
exactly. It's like,
always
oh
knew he
my
was
god,
really
yo,
good.
top three player. That's what we've always called him. It's like, yeah, no, mate, carry on, carry on, changing with the wind. Okay, well, I mean, that's quite the team. I guess so. Domster and Flexi to finish it off. You got a lot of voices in that team. With Adam, Black Poison. Dom was quite a vocal player as well. Like to put his ideas out there. Flexi,
Hmm.
he'll
He'll
just
do
do whatever
whatever.
told. So, and you need that, especially with the other
Hmm.
players. But yeah, interesting. Okay, Trev. And if you had to throw a coach in there as well, anyone who comes to mind? I mean, TC is the most obvious answer.
I feel like
Um,
TC is up there with Sonic and JT. It's kind of
exactly.
unfair.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
it's
He's
like,
definitely out of the conversation. You can't
yeah,
include him.
yeah.
No, for
I
sure.
mean, probably. if Nick was still coaching, I'd say Nick. I think Nick's
Yeah,
has got a really good eye for the game.
yeah. There we go.
Besides that, hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know how any other coaches work.
Yeah, you
Like,
could like guess like elusive or deviant or something like
yeah,
that,
yeah. I
but
mean,
you've never
Elusive would
seen
be a
him in the
really good
role,
coach.
you know.
Yeah,
So
Elusive would be a really good coach. I
yeah, he
think.
would.
Like, if he wanted
Yeah,
to.
I agree. Okay, well there we go. I mean, I would love to see that team competing. Never will, but yeah,
Sag.
hypothetically, sounds like a lot of fun.